If you're starting from the bottom, getting it out of the mud, you're stuck, but you're willing to continue on and find a way out, what are you going to do? Life is overwhelming as is. It's often hard to see past the day-to-day routine, the stress of our finances, our desires to be more, but we just don't know where or how to start or how to even get out of our situations. I know what it's like to be stuck at a job you hate with people you don't like or seem to be outcasting you on a daily basis. Even though it took me a while to leave and accept I was ready to go, I'm glad I did when I did. I truly do believe in divine timing, energy, alignment, preparation, and action, which eventually put me on the other side of life I was so terrified of exploring. For me, that was going on my own, starting and staying in business for now a half a decade. Even saying that out loud is mind-blowing. Half a decade and counting. Go me, right? Wow, what a journey. So you're probably wondering, how have I managed to stay motivated this entire time to just keep going, to stick it out even when no money is coming in, or maybe there's an overflow of money and income and resources, but I'm still bad at budgeting. So it all went away just as quick as it came in. Or when clients leave, how have I managed to just stay afloat, to stay encouraged? The simple answer is getting to know myself. Getting to know myself in those worlds, in those elements, in those situations, and really listening to my body, listening to my reactions, recognizing my habits, my patterns, how I speak to myself, how I think of myself, how I embrace change. All of those elements have played into me staying here and to continue on and to, I don't want to call it a fight, but it's more so a lifestyle. This is my lifestyle. And if I have to cut back, or maybe I have to allocate my money differently, then I will. Maybe I have to say no to a few fun opportunities. But my mindset is, okay, well, if I have to say no now, I know I'm working towards something greater that can allow and open doors and opportunities for me to experience this same thing, but maybe on a grander level, or when the timing is right, so I can enjoy it versus trying to force things to happen, trying to force vacations or trying to force fun when in reality my mind won't even be in it. I've said no to a lot of things over the years. I've also said yes plenty of times. So don't get me wrong. Business, entrepreneurship, career, lifestyle choices, there will be a season and a series of moments where you will have to say no. And sacrifice is a part of the territory we must accept. But ultimately, there will also be hella yeses. So many yeses that I encourage you to say yes to things along the way. And we're going to get into this in just a moment. But knowing myself has been honestly the quickest way for me to achieving, to me, what I define as success. And I encourage you to also get to know yourself along this journey and really dig deep and do the work that it requires for you to either shed layers of hurt and pain and trauma and that scarcity mentality, and every day chipping away at that and replacing it with a calm mindset, an abundant mindset, a loving mindset. Do you love yourself? Do you appreciate yourself? Are you proud of yourself? Whether you've answered yes or no to those questions, if you've answered no, every day is an opportunity for that to turn into a yes. And I mentioned in a previous episode, it took me years to tell myself that I was proud of me. 30-something years, and I never was proud of myself. And I've accomplished a lot. Hell, I've even met Prince in my lifetime. Can you believe that? That's a story for a whole nother day. But ultimately, for years, I chose convenience over passion, over purpose, over my own personal well-being. I was too afraid to be out in the world alone, left to fend for myself, to be judged on a platform with no net to fall down on, to risk failure, being poor. The odds felt so stacked against me that I stayed where I was, no longer wanted, longer than I should have, out of pure convenience and what I thought was, quote unquote, safety. It wasn't at all. If anything, it was making me more and more miserable. But this is a journey of finding my power. So if you're out there in a similar situation, you're ready to leave, or you're considering it, or you just want to change something in your life. Something in your life needs to give. Something needs to change. You're ready to elevate. You're ready to remove distractions, people, things, whatever the case may be. Check out these 5 tips I'm about to give you just to get started. And let me know how it goes. I would love to follow along your journey just as much as you have been following along with my journey. And it continues. Like Nipsey said, the marathon continues, and my journey with finding my power, staying motivated, is a daily practice I choose to accept and implement into my life. Taking action, learning from my mistakes, embracing failure, welcoming failure. All of that is data. It just means, okay, well, this is where I need to improve. Or maybe this is not for me right now. Maybe I'll just put this on a shelf for now and move on to something else. Whatever the case may be, if you're stuck, if you're lost, whatever the case, keep in mind, small actions will eventually lead to major changes. So don't worry too much about the finish line, right? You just need to start. So let's get straight into it. But first, have you joined my TC community? Head to transactioncare.com to submit your email, and bam, you're in. I also want to thank ConvertKit, yes, ConvertKit, for being such an easy platform to use and bridge the gap between myself and my community. So if you would like to sign up for a 14-day free trial, just use my custom link in the description of this here podcast below and give them a try. ConvertKit has ultimately elevated my business and made it so easy for me to sell my products and services, as well as communicate with you all on a weekly, daily, as often as I need basis. So let's get back into the episode. Set clear goals, find inspiration, reward yourself, create routine, and stay positive. Let's break it all the way down. Whether you are goal-oriented or you've never set a goal in your life, I think this is a great way for someone out there that may be stuck or unsure of how to get started. This is a great way to just put all of your ideas on a piece of paper, write them down, write them on a mirror, a wall, wherever you need to. Just get them out of your brain. Let them see the light of day and then take it from there. So what I suggest is just write down your goals and break them down into smaller, achievable steps. This will help you to stay focused and motivated as you work towards achieving them. And the key word here is focus, 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 focus. And take your time. Don't feel like you have to rush through this. I often plan 6 weeks out, and it takes me about a week to settle down on what it is I want to achieve and what is realistic, but also what will challenge me and push me to learn and to not be in my comfort zone all of the time. When you have large goals that you want to achieve, I'll be honest with you, it may not happen in the first 6 months. It may not even happen in the first year. And the sooner you accept that, the easier it will be for you to just move forward and to accomplish them. It sounds kind of backwards, but it's true. When you release the outcome, it just, to me, has relieved so much pressure for me to just keep going. Because it opens up these pathways that allow me to look at whatever I'm trying to achieve from so many different lenses outside of my own, which is important as well when you're setting clear goals. That's the key word as well, clear goals. And just being open to the possibilities and the different routes and paths that you may not even fathom. So stay focused and just set those clear goals and then break them down. Break them down. Even if you want to be a millionaire, it's possible. But if it requires you to put in work and time and action, focus on making that first 5,000 and appreciating that, having gratitude for that first 5,000, then that 10,000, or maybe that first 100,000, and then just repeat that 10 times. Make sense? All right. So next, find inspiration. This was key through my journey, replacing old habits with new ones, replacing my morning talk gossip radio shows with podcasts and ebooks. This is so key. Look for inspiration in others who have achieved smaller goals or in motivational quotes, books, or videos. Surround yourself with positive influences that will help you stay motivated. Finding people that are inspiring, keep them in your circle. It makes a big difference. And it may not even be your family and friends. It could be someone you meet in a business networking group, as long as you have people that inspire you. It could be people you may not ever meet or talk to. There's so many people that are best friends in my head. The Budgetnista, Malik Teal. In the beginning of my journey, Gary Vee, Tim Ferriss. There's so many people that I just religiously followed. Nikayla Matthews Okome, the Side Hustle Pro. Pat Flynn, Nicole Walters. These were entrepreneurs and moguls that I admired and was like, whatever they're doing, I want a taste of that. I want to be a part of that world. How do I get there? And at the time, people in my life were doing their own things. I was still navigating my 9-to-5, how I really feel, building courage to leave. And that took a long time, but it was changing my inspiration and what I was feeding myself on a daily that ultimately just accelerated that whole process, because I would listen and then I would take action. And each day that compounded each and every day into a new lifestyle for myself, a new way of thinking. I saw money differently. I made financial decisions differently. I looked at education and reading differently, all of it. So find inspiration in any way possible, shape or form. It could be a conversation with your child. Whatever the case may be, just surround yourself with as much inspiration and love and positivity as possible, because the world is very, very jaded, insecure, negative. Capitalism is taking over. So we need to have as much defense in love that we can in order to operate and live in those circumstances. So find your inspiration is a major key. And don't forget, reward yourself throughout this process. Set up a reward system for yourself when you achieve a certain milestone or even complete a task. This will absolutely help you stay motivated and give you something to look forward to. I schedule treat yourself. Shout out to everyone who watches Parks and Recs. But I schedule treat yourself days on my calendar. Even if I don't get to it that week, or maybe I have to move it, and it doesn't matter if I finish a task or not, I'm going to treat myself to something, because it's important to celebrate every little win, every step of the way. The fact that you even made this choice to work on yourself, to work on a business idea that's been just lingering in the back of your mind for 5 minutes, 5 years, 50 years, whatever the case may be. The fact that you've chosen to let this part of you live is exciting. So why not reward yourself throughout that process and make it even more fun? I cannot stress how important it is to just celebrate your wins. Even when I fail, even when I'm embarrassed or ashamed, I look at this as a learning experience as well as a win. So I celebrate those as well. And as much as I love and appreciate delayed gratification, it's 2023 right now. Creed 3, the movie, is in theaters. And I'm not going to wait until Creed 7 comes out to begin celebrating this journey. I would hate to look back and be like, what did I just do? That wasn't fun. I would hate to get to the end point of whatever goal I'm achieving and still be unsatisfied. Do you even know how to celebrate? Do you even know how to love yourself? Do you know how to celebrate your wins? Do you know how to appreciate every moment, every breath, every step, every dollar, every choice, every yes, every no, every rejection, every exception? That's the biggest accomplishment there. That is the biggest reward, that part. I may get some flack for this, and keep in mind, my views of this person have changed dramatically. But as I was talking and writing an outline for this episode, the only quote that kept sticking out to me was this quote by Kanye West from one of his songs from the College Dropout album, which was pivotal to it's a part of my story, and I can't let it go. I won't. And I appreciate it for what it was at the time. And I want to share this quote with you. If it resonates with you, great. If not, let's keep it moving. I could let these dream killers kill my self-esteem or use my arrogance as the steam to power my dreams. That simple quote kept me going while I was in college, throughout my 20s, even up to the point where I quit my job. So you have to find your inspiration in all shapes and forms of life, but also along the way, continue to reward yourself so you can appreciate each and every moment along the way. And then once you've gotten the habit of doing all that, now you've created a routine. A routine that includes time for work, exercise, relaxation, family, fun, reading, whatever it is. This will help you stay focused and motivated as you work towards your goals. The old you is done. They're gone. The new you is here. Weave and integrate into your new life your new definition of fun and productive focus based on these new choices. And you'll see a major difference in your attitude, in your relationship with time and people in your life and your business. In my opinion, you'll be a successful business owner. And finally, stay positive. Focus on the positive aspects of your goal and avoid negative self-talk. This is a big one. Self-talk is so vital to your progression in life. Celebrate your success and learn from your failures. Remember, setbacks are a natural part of the process, and keep moving forward. Prayer, meditation, dance parties, crying, screaming, shaking your body, naps, traveling, whatever invigorates you, awakens you. But most importantly, talk to yourself nice every single day. And I mean that. If there's anything you do every single day, it's talk nice to yourself. When you wake up, as you're typing, as you're in meetings, every chance you get, create that habit for yourself. Create that as a routine, and it'll trickle up into the best possible scenarios for you. Because when the world is beating you down and hurting your feelings and breaking your heart, you don't want to add that negative self-talk to the equation. So look up some affirmations, look up some positive quotes. If you have to tape them to your laptop, if you have to get them tattooed on you, whatever the case, stay positive throughout this whole situation. Be real with yourself. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be hurt. Rejection is God's protection. Remember that. I hope these tips have helped you along the way. I wanted to come in here and tap in with you all and just let you know how I've managed to stay positive and motivated throughout my journey. It's not easy. I still have my days. I still have those moments where I just want to break down, quit, and just hop on Indeed and see what is on and poppin' in these 9-to-5 streets. But I ask myself, will this ultimately make me happy? Now, of course, if I'm in a situation where it's like dire and I absolutely need to bring in some money to pay the bills or to survive, then that's where my body and my choices will go. But through all this time of working on myself, getting to know myself, I know that the opportunities are endless because I have choices and I have power, and I choose to exercise that power in all aspects of my life. And I ask myself questions when I'm in those situations like, okay, well, if worst case scenario is I have to get another job or I have to get a job, what can I do today to just relieve some of this stress, to relieve some of this discouragement, and to stay motivated? And to be honest with myself and real. Okay, well, maybe it's time to just reduce some of the activities I'm doing temporarily. Doesn't have to be forever, unless you build a habit of just forever giving up whatever it is that you are living in excess with, right? There was a point in my time where I had every single music streaming platform subscription premium because a younger me wanted access to every single CD possible. So this was my way of fulfilling that for me. But as I got more honest with myself, honest with my finances, honest with my habits, and these themes that kept occurring, these patterns, I realized, okay, it's time to scale back. I don't need all this excess stuff. And I felt so much less pressure and stress. So in times of dire need, before you jump into something that could be potentially unhealthy for you, look at your current situation, reevaluate, audit your life. If you live with someone, you're in partnership with somebody, you have kids, make it a community thing. Talk about it together. Be honest, cry, admit where you're stuck, where you're struggling, and just move forward from there. Little by little, each and every day. Do I need this? Can I sell it? There's money on the floor to be made, guys. I guarantee it. I made about $150 in the last month off of things that have just been in my room collecting dust. An extra $150. For some people, that's a phone bill, a week of grocery, a new pair of shoes because you're on your feet all day with cramps. Your shoes don't fit. Go buy you a new pair of shoes. Maybe this is a part of you celebrating. I needed that $150 break. So let me go treat myself to pizza, this new boba spot in the Mission District. Whatever the case may be for you, there are opportunities right under our nose. We just have to be open to receiving those blessings and taking that first step every single day. And talk to yourself nice. Be kind to yourself. Be generous to others. And just always be seeking joy. That's all I have. Thank you. This has been another episode of Transaction Care, the podcast. I truly do pray and hope that this resonates with someone out there. If it has, let me know. Please DM me. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, if these platforms still exist by the time you are listening to this. Otherwise, please join my TC community by going to transactioncare.com. That is my main hub. That is where you can find what I'm doing, what I'm selling, how you can get in communication or contact with me, how to work with me. If you want to be coached, consulted, I am available. Head to transactioncare.com. Join my TC community because I also provide exclusive discounts, announcements before I even go public with certain things. They knew about the podcast 2 months before it even went public, before the first episode was even recorded. They knew about this podcast, and I have a lot of exciting things coming up, or by the time you're listening to this, they're already live. So transactioncare.com. I say it over and over again because it's important to promote yourself. Have no shame. There's no shame in my game. So you're going to know my website. I even slapped it on my t-shirts, which, by the way, #segue, tccarepackage.com to buy merch right now. Support the brand. The brand is strong. We are growing. I love it. I'm having so much fun, and just continue to work on yourself. I can't stress that enough. It's going to be difficult, tough work, and self-awareness can be exhausting. Trust me. I am there often where I just want to sleep for a week straight. And if that's what life calls for, then good night. But get up and take that first step each and every day. And if you want to work with me, like I said, head to transactioncare.com. But until then, this has been another episode of Transaction Care. My name is Lillian Hernandez, aka Lilly like the flower. We are learning and growing together. I'm giving you the keys. There are no gatekeepers here. Care for yourself, care for your wealth. Your time is worth it. Let's coordinate. Talk soon.